Hi guys, CeeChronicles here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, my content is mostly fragrance reviews, fashion and lifestyle videos, so I do hope you will consider subscribing either now or after watching this video. I also want to acknowledge my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for coming back. Please guys, I always forget to tell you to check out my Instagram, as well. It goes by the name CeeChronicles. In fact, I use CeeChronicles on all my social media platforms. So if you check out my Instagram, I will be posting a couple of reels there, so for some people that want to see that other side of me, please do consider subscribing or following me on Instagram as well. Okay, today I have a fragrance review for you. This is not a new fragrance within my collection, but I hadn't actually reviewed it. I'm going to be talking about this Monster fragrances, and I believe it is a Paris Corner. If you look at that, that's a Paris Corner logo, so it is part of Paris Corner, and the actual fragrance is called Cafe Intense. Okay, so this is the box. The actual fragrance looks like this. Okay, this fragrance I could have reviewed a long time ago, but I just kept on bringing different stuff and forgetting about this. And then today I just thought to myself, well, I haven't actually reviewed this. I have featured it in a couple of videos, raving about it, but I haven't actually talked about it at length. Now, good thing is I've got a little vial here that I got from Notino of the actual fragrance that it is inspired by, which is Intense Cafe by Montserrat, and this is actually the dupe from Paris Corner. So I'm going to be talking about this now. Just take a look at this bottle, guys. It's very beautiful. I love this bottle, this plummish kind of this plummish vibe going on here. I love it. Okay, I'm going to spray this on my arm, and then I'm going to get into the notes. Okay, that was way too much. Good thing about this particular fragrance is I don't actually have to be sniffing off my hand, because that overdose in my spraying actually puts me in a scent bubble. Okay, so this fragrance is listed as having florals in the top. They just said florals in the top, so I'm not sure which florals, but to me it may have just a white floral, or even ylang ylang. Okay, I'm going to explain why I say ylang ylang. It's because there's something in here that's definitely creamy. Okay, so the top has florals, the mid has got some coffee, and then it has some coffee and the rose. Okay, and then the base of this fragrance has got the white musk, the amber, and the vanilla. Now, what you're gonna get in the opening is you're gonna get a lot of you're gonna get that creamy coffee opening. That's what you get offset. Very creamy coffee opening, and this mixes with the rose immediately, as well as the vanilla. So the rose and the vanilla and the coffee come in all at once, but what is going to be prominent in the opening the most is going to be that that coffee. Okay, kind of feels like roasted coffee beans. Okay, it is that realistic. It is gourmandish in nature, very realistic coffee that you get there. And now the combo of these three ingredients that I get at the opening, which is the coffee, the rose, and the vanilla, like I said, they give off, like, mixing together, they come across as chocolatey. So without actually somebody telling you, one might actually use their mental shortcut and say this must have chocolate, because it does feel like chocolate. Okay, really, really creamy, and that's why I said maybe by florals in the top. There could be some ylang ylang here, because something here comes across as really creamy, like a even like a like a latte, that sort of thing. Okay, now if an hour in, okay, this fragrance, I was just trying to recall what it made me feel like. So that was the pose. After an hour, so this fragrance that then gets into its dry down. Okay, so it's obviously not in its dry down at the moment. That's why I was trying to recall what I'm saying now. In the dry down, this coffee starts to play a hide and seek kind of trick with you, to a point where some people may say it's heavy on the rose than it is on the coffee. Okay, but it is that sort of fragrance that, in as much as it does play a hide and seek, it kind of gives you like pleasant surprises in between, where when you've completely forgotten about it, and about the coffee rather, and you're smelling mostly these florals, the coffee tends to kind of peek through, and it reminds you of, oh wow, that fragrance again, and it's on me, that sort of thing. So it does play a vanishing act from time to time, and again, within this hour mark, this coffee then and these florals start to be carried by something that feels metallic, something feels very cold, very dry. That's what I get, you know, in the dry down. So it gets to that point where you get something that feels a lot metallic, and I can see why it is likened again, why the original is likened again to Rose's Musk, because Rose's Musk has got that metallic feel where it just in your brain reminds you of something that feels like a cold, really cold metallic feel. I get that from this fragrance. It does carry some sweetness with it, but it's not too sweet. So it's one of those fragrances that if you don't like sweet fragrances, this will tick your boxes. Also, it does, you know, have that unisex appeal. So it's one fragrance that I wouldn't say this is ultra feminine or is it masculine. It is just, you know, right there in between, where if you're a male, you like your gourmandish coffee mixed with some rose, somewhere thereabout, this is something that is going to possibly, you know, appeal to you. So for those people that say maybe this plays a vanishing act, it really doesn't. I noticed that with mine, or, you know, wearing this one, the coffee seems to go away, but then it just boom, all of a sudden surprises you when you've completely forgotten about it, and you're smelling the florals. And these florals are not too much as well, you know, it is just balanced in there, because these florals again come across as though they're chocolatey somewhere there. So I wouldn't say it's going to be your very rosy fragrance. No, the three ingredients in here are so in sync, okay, to a point that nothing forgets the other, or nothing then stands out exclusively on its own for a very long, like maybe 30 minutes. All this is all you can smell, okay? But it's going to be your coffee forward a fragrance. In terms of the intensity, okay, this is why I took my sample, right? In terms of the intensity, I find that this original does have some sort of intensity to it as opposed to this one, okay? If you buy it, especially because it says cafe intense, you know, a lot of people that expect beast mode will then say, well, where is the intensity? It's not a light fragrance, but at the same time, it's not beastly, okay? But it does have a lasting power. Projects at arm's length, or if you get in the car, people around you can smell you. And this is a fragrance as well that I feel is, if you're looking for that ideal nighttime scent, this is definitely one of those fragrances. It does seem to perform better, you know, in cooler weather than it does in hotter weather. Because I think because again, it performs better on the skin than it does on the clothes, to me at least. So if I were to overspray this on the skin and it mixes with the sweat, maybe it wouldn't exactly translate to something that I would enjoy that much. So it's definitely a fragrance that I feel is nicer in cooler weather than it is mixing with the sweat, because there's already you know, that heavy metal thing going on there. There's that coffee going on there. So imagine smelling of that and then sweat. I think that would do an injustice to this fragrance, okay? So it is also a compliment getter. People will smell you even when you cannot smell yourself anymore. This is one of those that are kind of within the same vein as Baccarat Rouge 540, where sometimes with Baccarat Rouge 540 you become anosmic, but the people around you, you know, can smell you, which is something that I get with this fragrance. So definitely great on the skin to me than it is on the clothes, okay? But it does, not to say you can't spray it on the clothes, but I'm saying if you want to really have this hug you, you know, it's best to spray it on your skin than on your clothes. So yeah, that is what I had for you today, guys. I was talking about Monster fragrances from the Paris. It's a Monster fragrance is a line of Paris Corner, and this is called Cafe Intense. And I had this. This was not exactly a comparison, okay? This is not like a side-by-side comparison, you know, at all. The reason why I have this little decant here is I put it here before this review because I wanted to see how it would hold up. And definitely, you know, I wouldn't even call the original very intense. I wouldn't call this one beast mode, the original, but you know, neither is this, okay? But then in terms of which one outdid the other, I would say this, you know, this one, okay, the Montal Intense Cafe did outdo this one in terms of lasting power, but not that much, not for the record, okay? So let's just say you would get 6 hours maybe on this. If you are slightly generous with your sprays, you definitely get 6 hours. Whereas maybe with the Montawa Intense Cafe, you could get 8 or something like that. But again, you know, this is just something that I thought I should bring here. And, you know, to those people who were curious about this fragrance, that's all I had to say. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this, if you have it or if you don't have it. I personally love this. I love the original. I love the dupes out there. I've got about 3 more dupes of the same fragrance because I do love it. I find it so sexy and so intoxicating. Thank you so much for joining me today. Do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also turn on post notifications. That way you will be notified anytime I upload a video. Stay blessed, stay safe, and remember, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.